Hi, welcome back to my vlog. So last weekend saw us travel 4 hours west from where I live over the mountain range to Armidale to stay the night, and this is me trying to catch Lanky after he'd had the night at my mum's. As you can see, he is having an absolute ball. He's running around, he's playing. This is at about 7 o'clock in the morning, so he's super happy. He's had a bit of hay, tried to use a bit of hay to catch him. Didn't really work. Had lots of fun, barking, kicking, carrying on, running around and playing. In the background, you can see little Midgie is getting ready. She is losing her winter coat, so there's a lot of hair that's coming off her, and it looks like a snowstorm, but that's kind of normal when we have a change in seasons. And off Lanky goes again. He just had so much fun at mum's. Probably doesn't want to leave. Lots of grass for him here, and mum looks after him way too good. She'll even get up before I'm out of bed and go and feed the horses for me. She's very, very sweet, and we're very lucky to have this as a stopover point. Anytime we go out bar racing out west, it means that I can know that I can leave Friday afternoon after work and we'll do 5 hours traveling and get up and travel the next part of the journey the next day. So he's just having a massive play around. Cheeky as he always is. He's super fit at the moment. We've been doing a fitness regime, so I've been working on his fitness, getting him ready for nationals, which is in about 2 weeks from now. We're super excited, and yeah, he's just hooning around the paddock having a ball. I did end up opening up the round yard and putting him in the round yard to catch him because it just became a little bit annoying, not so much fun anymore, but yeah, he, as you can see, just didn't want to borrow me. There's Midgie and Mum and little Annika. As you can see, she's supervising everything. It was cold for us. We're on the coast and it's quite warm, and it's a little bit cold inland. And there's little Hope as well. Then we got on the road, and this is us heading out from Mum's place. Look at all that lush grass, a bit jealous. We're on our way, which I'm always stoked every time I get in the car. It's a great thing for us. We enjoy it. And then Annika's off on her little lead line class. This is Midgie. Midgie, we consider the legendary pony. Midgie is quite old. We don't know how old. She absolutely loves having a little lead line. She does not have any bit control whatsoever. We've tried for years. She just has what we call a stiff neck, and she does not go off lead, but she is the best lead line pony you can have, and she's just super chill to have at any event. Little Annika absolutely loves being on her, and as you can see, she's doing her little trots. I got to run really fast. I get told to run faster, Mum, so I'm exhausted after this. But Annika and little Midgie had an awesome little run. I love how ABHA actually does this for their tiny tots, and she gets a bag of lollies for this, so we absolutely love it. Now, we're sitting there and we noticed that there was this cool sign which showed all the sponsors, little Annika watching, and down the bottom you can see Bling and Speed, which is awesome. So this is my first run. It was my fastest run of the weekend. He was a little bit slow around that first barrel, but he picked up and listened. Leng's absolutely stoked with this run. He did run a 19 for this one, I believe, and then the next day he ran a 20 for me, so stoked. My kids can get 18, we occasionally can, but that's about our limit. Now, this was a really interesting one. This was our polls, and started off really great. Obviously he's listening. Now, I'm really careful with polls. I want Lanky on the correct lead when I go down, so I turn to the right first, so I'm just careful. I always spin a circle at the front. This is to get him ready just to get the right lead. As you can see, he does kind of leaps forward on me, pulls me slightly off balance, but that's okay. So we're going up the other end and we turn around our pole. Now, you can't see it, but my reins just come undone. So I've actually turned him in a circle. I've got a one rein. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Okay, he's not too upset, so I've just put my hand forward, pull him in the circle a bit. Obviously, we're off pattern now, but I've paid $35 to do this run, so I'm going to slow him down. I actually use my hand at the top of the bridle just to steer him in out of the poles. Then I think, hey, you know what? He's calmed down. He's not upset. I'm going to stop, clip my rein on. I got a little bit lost here, by the way. Clip my rein on, which he let me do. Stood absolutely stoked because this is one reined. Then I decide, you know what? I'm just going to trot the rest of this pattern. So I trot. So I missed the top pole. We trot down. I couldn't figure out what was going on here when I got to the end. I just went, oh, well, what the heck? Just go around this bottom peg and let him trot home. And he was brilliant. Like, for a horse that only had one rein, and normally it's a bit hard to control in the poles, he has a lot of fun. I was super proud of his run here. And that's what your one rein stop's so important. So this is the next day, and because it was a T-day weekend. Again, Annie Crow Midgie. Now, you might not be able to tell, but she's got the coolest little helmet cover on. It is by Bug Eye Fly Valves. They sell the coolest helmet covers, and it's a little Minnie Mouse one. So she was mini for the day, and Midgie was actually moving a bit better today. She was a little bit faster. I had to run faster, so it was quite exhausting. So little Miggy and Annika having an absolute ball out on their course. I think we ran like 50 seconds, which is kind of good when you're running it by yourself. You have to have either a helmet or a hat on, and I don't tend to remember to pack my Western hat, so I wear a helmet when I'm leading her just to make sure I'm complying with the rules. And you're trying to run at the shoulder. Now, that's really hard when a horse is that height, and especially with Midgie. So I try, as you can see, I try and come back and stay at a shoulder, but it's a bit tough. So that was Miggy's run, and Miggy we absolutely love. Then here's time for my second run of the weekend. Now, like I said, this was a little bit slower. I went a little bit wide on the first one. I lost a little bit of speed there, and then for some reason we went wide here. Like, it just wasn't quite right. Pulled out, and then we also didn't quite get our end barrel right. I don't know what was going on there. But he did come home nicely, and he listened, which is what you want. Absolutely love him. And that was the end of the show, and Annika decided she was going to load little Miggy. So Miggy's so easy. Little Annika can even lead her on the float by herself. As you can see, tough job. All my horses in and loaded, and we're ready to get going home. Got a little surprise at home. This is little Bling and Sage. Sage had a gorgeous little filly for us. We are absolutely stoked and kind of a bit shocked. It has a little bit more white than we expected, so you'll see Bling in a couple of years. This is little baby Bling, and I'm told that she is going to be Casey's, so we'll see about that.